After a contentious city council meeting just yesterday, Chicago will remain a sanctuary city. It comes as Chicago grapples with how to handle a surge of migrants as temperatures are starting to get colder. Earlier this week, the city impounded a migrant bus for the first time. And since then, Chicago has passed a measure to start impounding buses which do not obtain a permit from the Department of Transportation and do not drop off migrants in designated zones. All right, so Ben Bradley with our NewsNation affiliate here in Chicago joins me here on set. All right, so Ben, there's a lot going on. First, I want to talk about this city council meeting because voters were not allowed to weigh in. Do we know why, and will they be allowed to at some point?
Well, Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson, who is a progressive and loves to use the word collaborate and talk about transparency, he and his allies actually killed what was a vote to put the issue of whether Chicago should remain a sanctuary city on an upcoming ballot. They actually killed that in the city council yesterday, even though this would have been a largely symbolic vote. The mayor called it a stunt. But others have said, hey, this is a legitimate question to ask, given the impact that thousands of asylum seekers have had on the city of Chicago. But I should mention this whole label of a sanctuary city. Well, it's been talked about a lot now. Chicago actually achieved a version of that designation for the first time back in the 1980s under Harold Washington as mayor. And it just meant that the city was saying, our police are not going to investigate somebody's immigration status. They're not going to threaten to turn a person they arrest over to immigration. It was all about cooperating with immigration authorities.
All right, so let's talk about money, because so many things come down to money. The city so far has spent a lot of money. Where is that money coming from, especially since the influx of migrants does not appear to be slowing down? We're talking about buses now being impounded. Yeah,
and it's been a big question, one that we've tried to get at, especially considering a debacle that happened under the mayor's watch. He was pushing forward with a contract for $29 million with a private company to build this huge winterized tent city to house migrants on the city's southwest side. Residents protested. There was an environmental study that was done. They actually started construction. Tents were up when the results of that environmental study came back and said, the ground is a bit contaminated and we don't advise residents staying here. The mayor still wanted to push forward, but it was the governor, also a Democrat, J.B. Pritzker, who said, nope, the Illinois EPA will not allow it. So there are questions about, will the state pay for that? Will the city pay for that? And there's even been this suggestion that that private company will not bill anyone for it, which no one... That seems a little far-fetched in our capitalistic society.
Well, and it's interesting, too, because that report happened to drop on a Friday.
Friday at 8 p.m. So, I was at dinner going over the report.
Interesting, timing on that one. All right, so talk to us now about what's happening with the migrants in the city. Is there a plan for housing for shelter?
Well, the plan has now shifted from that huge tent city to the mayor said, well, we're going to collaborate with churches and private organizations. I will say, we have seen the number of asylum seekers who have essentially been stranded at police stations drop from a peak of about 4,000 down to 400. Ooh. The city is opening about a shelter a week, but you can't give the city full credit for that reduction because it's gotten really cold in Chicago. And some of these asylum seekers have said, you know what? We were told Chicago was going to give us all these services. We were told this was the easiest of a series of difficult journeys, and it hasn't worked out that way. So some have chosen on their own to go elsewhere.
All right, last question for you, Ben. We had you on set before. We were talking about the contentious Chicago mayoral race. There was a lot of back and forth on this one. Did anyone see this coming back then? Because I think back to when Lori Lightfoot was elected and then boom, the pandemic hit. Now there is this migrant crisis. I mean, is this potentially what makes or breaks, the office of mayoral?
Yeah, you've tapped on a lot of the frustration because this crisis isn't new. It's been going on more than a year and a half. And yet each plan appears to be just kind of slapped together quickly. And Brandon Johnson, who's a very likable guy, came in not with a mandate, but he certainly came in with the support of unions and a lot of the African-American base in the city, which is a third of the city. But then as there were these talks about pushing migrants into field houses in predominantly black neighborhoods on the west and south sides, he made a lot of people mad. So we'll see. He's still got 3.5 more years on his term, though.
We will.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.